John, let's bring in former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole was the special agent, as we mentioned, in the Parkland shooting in Florida. She was heading up that investigation. She's also joining us today for the first time as a Fox News contributor. Nicole, welcome to you. Unfortunate circumstances that we bring you on yet another school shooting. Mike just broke down the details so far and the timing of all of this. This was the very first day back for these students of the second semester following their holiday break. The shooting also comes, as you mentioned, before the Iowa caucuses, which kick off the 2024 Republican primary season on January 15th. What do you make of what we have learned so far with these details?
You know, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge that I am grateful and appreciative of the opportunity that Fox is giving me to serve as a contributor with your network. It has been my honor and privilege to come on air with y'all over the last several months, and I have experienced nothing but the highest level of professionalism, respect, truth, and integrity, and that is what I believe in, and I hope to be able to carry that on with your network as well. In regard to the shooting, this is absolutely horrifying and tragic. These students, this is their first day back. You know, they were on a winter break, they were on vacation, and what do you know, you come back and not even before school has begun, there's been another school shooting in the United States of America, and this time in Iowa. And Sandra, you mentioned the timing related to the Iowa caucus. At this point, it would be too premature to say that there's a direct link in that. It could be a coincidence, it could be planned. But as an FBI investigator, you're always going to be looking at the motive of the shooter. They picked this time. This was not a coincidence. The first day back is very relevant to this investigation. And in my experience with school shootings, 90% of those involved in school shootings do have suicidal ideations. And so we understand that the school shooter was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That does not shock me. The timing of it right before school began, that does not shock me. But the day returning from the joyous holiday season, only to be struck with terror and fear and violence in your school is absolutely horrific and disgusting.
Nicole, it's John here, and welcome, by the way, from me as well to Fox. Great to have you on board. You've been a very valuable resource for us so far. What do you make of the timing of this? It happened just after 7:30 in the morning, before school officially got underway. In the past, including Parkland, school shootings have happened when school is in full session to maximize, I think, probably in the shooter's minds, the number of targets that one could hit. Is this suggestive of perhaps some sort of dispute that occurred earlier in the morning?
It could very well be that. Without having information about the actual shooter, I'm always hesitant to state specific information, but based on my experience, the timing of it is definitely significant. The Parkland school shooting was later in the day. It was actually close to the end of the school day. And so this is at the beginning of the school day. More information will be coming out, but the investigators will be focusing very heavily on the motivation, the ideation. What was the triggering incident that caused this individual to say, today is the day, and I'm going to go and shoot individuals out of school? My understanding is that there may have possibly been the principal that was involved. That, to me, is very significant as well. Was that person, you know, the shooter believes, they could have believed that they were the victim of a you know, unfair treatment. And that is very common as well in school shootings, is that the shooter is, oftentimes they see themselves as a victim and they just want to get back. They want to get revenge. That very well could have been the situation here. But again, let's let law enforcement do their job and let's see what happens. The other point that I think is very important and relevant, that is unique in this school shooting that I heard, is that the dispatchers were aware and had access to the video cameras inside the school on that hallway prior to even arriving on scene. That is extremely critical and crucial for law enforcement to be able to have a leg up prior to entering into that school.
Wow.
Wow, that is a really important detail.
It is.
And it's interesting that you bring that up, because my final question to you, Nicole, was, can we learn something, tying in your experience from the Parkland school shooting as well, from every one of these instances, so that we can learn and improve our school security, minimize these events when they happen, and possibly prevent them?
That would be my hope, always. I always want to make things better based on what the negative things that I had to experience and the tragedies that I saw in these awful, the victims of these tragedies. I mean, Americans, you need to understand that anytime that you see something on the news, there are human beings that are suffering as a result of what you're seeing on your television screen. My hope would be, Sandra, that we can create solutions, create, you know, hope and fix this. And everyone has a different solution. Everyone looks at it differently. But right now, I think focusing on the victims' families, we don't know what, the death notifications, if there were deaths in this instance, that will all be worked out by law enforcement. But I do think that there are things that we can do as a community. And also, when you are aware of someone that's struggling with something, we focus on mental health a lot as well. If you see something, please do say something. It could potentially save lives. And again, my parting words, if you are ever in an active shooting incident, which I hope and pray that you are not, but if you are, run, hide, fight. We heard them say this in this school shooting. The band director told the band members, run. They ran. Xander, the individual in the hallway who ran and fled into the school classroom, and the teacher, closed the door probably. Run, hide, fight. It could potentially save your life.
All right, good advice, and we expect to hear more in the hours ahead here, including Governor Kim Reynolds will be joining law enforcement. Nicole, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.